town. Multiple chapters descended in all their colours, causing chaos. Task Force Takeback was formed, a highly trained squad with a special breed of officer. This 100-strong crack team they call the Rapid Action and Patrols are still on the case. They hunt down the outlaw motorcycle gangs. They shut down organised crime. They keep the glitter strip safe. Gold Coast Cops. Tonight on Gold Coast Cops, the rap team head out on a special operation to shut down a bikie feeder club. They raid 3 houses and crack a safe full of contraband and cash.
The occupants are claiming at this stage that it's money associated with cash payments for unloading trawlers.
And a drug-addled day tripper finds himself beached.
Well, you were saying earlier you got the car bogged up there?
Yeah, got the car bogged.
So you thought you'd try and drive it forward onto the beach?
He's heavily affected by drugs. You wouldn't want to see him behind the wheel at all.
Beneath the sun, surf and glamour of the Gold Coast lies a darker side. The Rap has a mission to crack down on criminal motorcycle gangs, and this means all of their associates. It's a task that's a #1 priority for Rap Head of Operations, Shane Holmes.
It was a very busy weekend. I read the logs this morning, got a million phone calls over the weekend.
For several weeks, Shane and the team have been planning a coordinated raid to flush out a local family that acts as a feeder gang to the bikies. They call themselves the Southside Soldiers.
Feeder club group gangs are essentially street gangs. Those members do graduate into criminal motorcycle gang members. What is a concern to us is that the feeder club group gangs are much younger. What really concerns me is what transpired on Thursday night. Southside Soldier has been on a bit of a box on in the car park there.
I think this incident just highlights how dangerous some of these feeder clubs are, and they're a threat to the community, so we're going to jump on them as hard as we can.
I think anybody that is a criminal motorcycle gang member or a feeder club group member, the police will be knocking on their door, the police will be targeting them, whether they're driving along the road or whether they're at work, we'll be there, we know about them and we're going to be visiting, it's only a matter of time.
And that time has arrived for the Southside Soldiers.
Good morning, everybody.
This morning, the Rap Squad are planning to strike a major blow to the heart of this organised criminal network. It's 4 in the morning, and a 50-strong crew are assembled at Rap headquarters. Commander Jim Keogh G's up the team.
They've been around since about 2005, 2006. Their membership spans up to about 50. They're involved in drug trafficking, standover, assault. They also feed into criminal motorcycle gangs. So today we're good to go with Southside Soldiers. We're well trained, we're well prepared. We'll do well out there.
The teams break out for a detailed briefing from Senior Constable Josephine Antoine from State Intelligence.
They're a close-knit group made up of relatives and close associates. A lot of them have grown up together. They're led by one family, in particular 2 brothers, and they're the 2 main targets today. Members of drug users themselves, they're all violent and regularly involved in acts of intimidation. We're aiming to get drugs at every location. We also want to find any intelligence that might relate to the network, how they operate, who their members are, current phone lists, current phone numbers.
At the front line of the raids today, a Senior Constable Travis Carruthers.
But what we'll do is me and Mac will probably go through and peel off into the first room. You guys peel off into the following room.
Sergeant Carla Sara.
There's that many cars in the street parked already, and that's the problem.
And Constable Luciano Rossi.
So when you do a raid, you never know what's going to be behind the door. You make sure you're prepared well. Your mates are there as well, so they're going to back you up. And the anticipation of kicking that door in, it's exciting.
These raids have been masterminded by Senior Constable Matt Bloomfield. Today, he hopes to see his weeks of planning and intel gathering come to fruition.
We're on our way down now to the Cromwell Palm Beach area where we're going to set up what's called an Operation Command Centre in the MPF here, while all our other crews head out to addresses to execute search warrants. I'm here with Sergeant Kaz to run the command centre. Whatever the crews need, they'll ring us, we'll get it to them. The younger guys that work in a team are very motivated. You don't have to do anything to get them going. So, yeah, it's a great team.
Matt's plan of attack is to execute several warrants simultaneously at 5 a.m. sharp.
As soon as those two, if they can hit the Chippendale, that'll be 2, and then that'll be fine. This is the MPF, or the Mobile Police Facility. It's basically a police station on wheels.
For Carla and her team, it's crunch time.
All right, boys, this is it. We just got to remember we've got 6 people in there, maybe more. I'm hoping they haven't been tipped off, and we've got the #1 target.
They stealthily move in.
Police, open the door, search warrant. Open the door, police, now. Open the door, police. Search warrant. Open the door. Smash it, let's go.
Smash it.
Open the door, police.
As Carla's team gain entry, right across the street, Travis and his team pounce.
Police, the search warrant. Come here. Put your hands on your back. Put your hands on your back. Who else in the house? Who else in the
They
house?
swiftly move through the house and discover their first suspect in a locked bedroom.
Open the door, please, search warrant. Open the door. Get on the bed, get on the bed.
Get on the bed.
With the family of 5 secured, they now have control of the house.
Wait.
Next, Lou's team crack open a secret safe.
So that in itself is a really good find.
The RAP are conducting a coordinated raid to bring down a family gang called the Southside Soldiers.
Open the door, it's coming off.
Lou and his team have just entered their target house.
Police search warrant, don't move. You're in here, don't move.
Police, don't move.
But according to the suspect's mum, her son is off fishing. After a preliminary search, Lou's team get their first break.
What we've located was a container with what we suspect is heroin, but it's a bit too crystallised. Heroin's a bit smoother, more powder, there's possibly speed. Sort of homemade knuckle dusters, right there. Could cause a lot of damage with one of those. That's what we call a tick sheet.
A tick sheet is a ledger where dealers track sales and list contact numbers of their clients.
This will lead to higher people in the chain, which would be of extreme interest to us. So that in itself is a really good find.
Lou also finds some paraphernalia linking this feeder club to the bikie gangs. Over at Carla's house, it's time to round everyone up.
Come this room. On the bed, sweetheart.
Hi, how are you? Take a seat. You okay? You okay? Take a seat. You don't understand each other.
I just want to see my mum. Yeah. Okay, where's mum?
Her little gang includes 2 Southside soldiers and a couple of bewildered relatives.
She's a...
Did either of you have anything physically? Do you have any drugs in your room? Any utensils in your room? So you got a pipe and a bowl, Terry? Any cannabis in there? Yeah.
While her officers question the suspects, Carla digs up evidence in the backyard, a mature cannabis plant. Over at Mobile HQ, Matt is pleased with the progress of the operation so far.
We've got access to all the addresses, all the crews are in, which is a great start. So now we'll see how we go with the searching.
Back at Lou's house, the team have made a remarkable discovery. A safe hidden in a kitchen.
Unfortunately, the suspect's not home at the moment. Mum doesn't have a key to that safe, so we've called in a locksmith.
And they've struck gold.
Jewellery, cash. 4, 5, 6, 7.
3,
5,
4, 5, 7. Michael Hill watch.
There's over $1,300 in cash.
13.
And the kitchen seems to be a hotspot for drugs.
I've got a strong detection of cannabis. Just looking for making sure that we thoroughly search this cupboard because it's quite strong.
But Lou emerges empty-handed. It seems in the past, The safe was used to store cannabis. The dog squad moves in to sniff out where this soldier may have hidden his stash.
I've brought Louis along with me, who looks for currency, all sorts, and all sorts of drugs. Louis, hey. Good boy, mate. Good searching. You can smell it, can't you? Where is it?
Louis, the drug dog, makes a beeline for the kitchen and that lingering smell of cannabis. Proof that his is the best nose for the job.
Go on, come here, mate. Good boy. Oh, we've got to look at everything. Good boy. Come back out here now. Come on. Good boy. We're picking that up. This way.
Next, the experienced currency and drug dog hits pay dirt.
Good boy, mate. Good boy, Louis. Hey, good dog.
And later on,
Loads of money. Loads of money?
a revelation that defies belief.
When I have win a bingo, he puts it away for me.
RAP officers have just raided 3 houses occupied by members of a feeder gang known as the Southside Soldiers.
Police, a search, right? Come in. Put your hands on your back.
While Carla and Lou have already found contraband, Travis has only turned up drug paraphernalia. Before he calls it quits, a couple of police dogs have a sniff around to make sure the house is otherwise clean.
Got the drug dog in there at the moment from the federal police, and they're doing a bit of a search, so hopefully we get through indications. It looks like, from what we've seen, looks like we might get a few hits in there, see what we can find.
With no more evidence inside the house or the car, Travis's team's role in the operation is over. But across the road at Carla's house, the dogs soon find there's more to be sniffed out in the mum's bedroom.
You've got his nose right up under the seam where the sideboard joins up under the cupboard.
Okay. Anything to your knowledge that would be there? Up the top one, yeah.
Loads of money.
Loads of money. Bingo.
And that's exactly the explanation offered by the mum.
That's a fair bit of money.
I go to bingo. When I have win a bingo, he puts it away for me. There's no drugs for that. It's money.
And it seems she's hidden wads of it everywhere.
Yeah, we just found another $1,000 in a pocket of a jump jacket. And it's wrapped up in the same way, so yeah.
You don't put your money in the bank?
I never have. My dad never believed in it.
All up, Mum's alleged bingo money comes to a whopping $22,000. Carla suspects it may not be the proceeds of a bingo bonanza.
Basically, we seize that currency. We've got a story in relation to where they believe they've got that money. It's a matter of us following that up.
Back at Lou's target house, Louis zeroes in on a scent in the garage. And he's hit the jackpot.
Good boy, mate. Good boy, Louis. Hey, good dog. Oh, Louis.
He's found a second safe, and this one is also full of cash.
Come here, bud. What'd you get, mate? Good boy.
They also discover a gold nugget, which they suspect is made from melted down stolen jewellery, and over $42,000 in cash. Sergeant Stuart Reid arrives to ensure correct protocols are followed with the money count.
The occupants claiming at this stage that it's money associated with cash payments for unloading trawlers. So we'll obviously have to investigate that, and that'd be something we might have to deal with the Australian Tax Office for. But because we've also located drugs at this premises, we're obviously a little bit suspicious.
And back at RAP headquarters, Superintendent Jim Keogh is delighted with the day's work.
Matt's done an excellent job. Something like this is certainly worthy of recommendation, and I will be ensuring that he does get acknowledged for the work that he's done. This has been a great success. It'll send a very strong message that should Southside Soldiers go back down this path again, they'll expect another visit from the RAP.
Next, a couple of tourists high on crack go right off the beaten track.
What was in that? Ice. Ice? Okay. And you've used that this morning? Yeah.
It's 9 a.m. when Constables Nick Irby and Sean Swain are called down to the Spit at Main Beach to tend to a most unusual problem.
We've been informed by one of the council workers that a car has been dumped on the beach down here. Is everything in this car yours, mate? And that two young fellas have run away from the vehicle. Is there anything in there you want to tell us about, mate? The thing I love about my job the most is I'm doing something different every day. The unexpected does happen. On the Gold Coast, people come up, they get intoxicated, they do silly things, and unfortunately it can result in people being locked up, young people dying. That's what we're here to try and prevent.
Well, you were saying earlier you got the car bogged up there?
Yeah, we've got the car bogged.
So why you thought you'd try and drive it forward onto the beach?
A couple of crews have got together and we've located the offenders just up near SeaWorld, near the roller coaster there. We've actually brought the offenders back down to the beach here where the car has been bogged. They appear drug affected.
Yeah, I just want to get him so we get our phones sorted and ring RACQ and get towed out.
These two boys are from Lismore. They've just come up to see some mates apparently. They've come down to this area at the Spit and they've obviously been confused. Anything in there that's going to hurt me, no sharps or anything like that?
There's scissors and that in there for chopping weed up.
For chopping weed? Yeah. All right.
Come over here, mate. Just while he's searching, you can keep a watch on what he's doing. Just watch the socks to here.
What can you tell me about that, mate?
Chop ball. Chop ball. For putting weed into it, chop ball.
That's the knife you're talking about?
Yeah, ceramic weed.
What was in that?
Ice.
Ice?
Yes.
Okay. And you've used that this morning?
Yeah.
Dealing with someone who's under the influence of any drug is always unpredictable. You don't know at what stage of the drug hit they're at. They're mentally unstable. You don't know what their next move's going to be.
And ice is not the only drug they find on him.
This black bag, what can you tell me about this?
That's mine. It has weed in it. That's
weed?
One bag with...
So there's two bags here?
Yeah.
They're both yours?
Yeah. When's the last time you used that ice? 6:30 a.m. That was it, and then all this happened, yeah. So about 6 o'clock this morning, yeah? That's the last time you used that ice pipe?
Yeah.
That was it. I didn't even get any more.
If he was on the road at peak hour this morning and kids are being dropped off at school by the mums and all the people on the roads, he's heavily affected by drugs. You wouldn't want to see him behind the wheel at all. These blokes may have got the car towed in time and got back on the road being affected by drugs, and, you know, that could lead to anything, possibly the harm, injury and death of other road users.
It seems his little seaside holiday has left him with several drug infringement notices and one charge of reckless driving.